My bad. We good. Yo. Welcome back to another episode of the How'd I Get Here podcast, the podcast for positivity, progression, and finding your own path. It's your boy, Mr. Brown Broken Guapo, your co-host, Jake. I need to shape up. Big head up, 10 toes down. We here in the collective space. We ain't gonna make you frown.
Hey, yo. I don't know what's happening right now.
I'm still trying to figure out how you get like bars every single time.
Because I'm here to drop
every single time.
16, you need it. I got it. You need it. Tell him to turn the AC back on.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yo, hit her up, bro.
I feel like
hit your girl. I'm be sweating.
Tell her the timer went off.
Sweating. Like, please, like, beggar, yo. I feel some nice cool hair back here. Like,
Jacob's in a hoodie. You saw him with just a t-shirt.
There's a camera here. Like, you can talk, yo.
Help.
Make sure.
Yo, what up, bro? Introduce yourself.
I thought Spencer was going to do that.
I was, but we started talking about the AC. Like,
oh, bro. Word. You can multitask.
I was. Yeah, it's your boy Spence, King Aquarius, wealth strategist. Caw. Welcome to another Tuesday here at the Collective Space in Windsor.
Yes, bro.
Chilling.
Now, normally he's behind the mic, behind the camera, and we're in front of the camera. But today we put him in front of the camera, and Ash is behind the camera. Some of you guys know him as Bry the camera guy. Some of y'all know him as Bry Bunny. Some of y'all know him. Some of y'all know him as Thighs.
I like that one.
Thighs?
Yeah.
If you tell people to start calling you Thighs, I'm fighting you.
No, I'm not gonna tell people to do that. But if
someone pulls up to you in my presence and calls you Thighs,
but what if it's like a compliment, you know, like it's like
that's not.
What's good, Thighs? Like, hey, yeah.
At least Thunder Thighs or something.
That's cool. That's cool.
Listen, yo, we got Bryan the camera guy. This is the man that makes every week enjoyable and aesthetically pleasing for y'all. I was sitting in the meeting today telling them about Bryan, and then dude was like, has he had an episode? And I was like, actually, nah. So,
I can't even hear anything.
Hit him with the fairy dust. So here we are giving y'all an episode with Bry the camera guy, aka Bry Bunny.
Appreciate it. It's interesting being in front of it.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Ain't it crazy how shit feel? So I flush it.
But it's cool. I apologize to everybody watching that they don't get the cuts that they usually get, but it's okay.
It'll be worth it.
What you mean?
Like, I'm behind there with the angles and all that. So they ain't getting that this week, but
that's
it's okay.
That's going to be 2 weeks in a row because, you was traveling for work.
No, I was traveling for my brother. I was moving him up. Yeah, I was moving up to college. So, yeah, I'm going to miss him, but it's all right. I need some time away.
I don't like that.
So, normally, guys, Spencer has the question of the week.
Okay.
Do you have a question?
Do you?
I was going to get a question, but if you got a question, I could ask my question after.
You can ask yours. I'm curious now.
So it's a 2-part question. I was on the Instagrams the other day.
IGG what?
And I saw a thing, right? Question 1. If you're on a date and a guy pulls out one of those Cash App cards, you know how you have a Cash App account, you can pull out, you can get like a debit card connected to your Cash App. Is that a problem? And the second question, if you're on a date, let's say first date, and the person booked your date through Groupon, yay or nay?
Yeah, y'all go first.
I mean, I don't like. For me, I could care less about any of those things. Like, I don't care because I'm somebody who likes to save money as well. So like, cool. Like, I don't want to be a financial burden. So no, I don't care. Actually, I have a gift card to Elm Street Diner. It's like this place where they make crazy ass food.
Yeah, they're overrated.
And
you went?
Yeah.
I'm disappointed to hear
They're cool for the aesthetic. They're
you can't. Fun fact: you can't go off Jacob's opinion.
What you mean?
Because like
Bro, go to Elm Street Diner and tell me they're not overrated.
But there's been opinions of places that like other people like, no, this shit is fine. You're like, it's mid.
Like where?
I don't want to shout them out because they don't sponsor the podcast, but they at Parkville Market.
Oh, Mofongos? They're trash. Mofongos, but I guarantee you those people have never actually had real mofongo.
I don't know. I mean, it's ran by Spanish folks.
No, but everything homemade.
Not every Spanish person knows how to make mofongo.
Everything homemade is gonna be different too. That's the thing. I whenever I eat those places like Criollisimo, Mofongo, if I'm eating at any other Spanish spot, I can't really compare it to home because like home is completely different. You're so used to that flavor.
451's mofongo was better than any other restaurant's mofongo.
451 gave me like
heartburn.
No, what? No, it was amazing. Like it gave me like I was not.
You
expecting
were at home.
Yeah, it gave me that feeling of it being out. That was the only spot, and that's why.
But
I was
I
so
feel like
devastated
when you're at an
it closed
authentic Spanish restaurant, that's what you should get.
Yeah.
And when I'm at mofongos, I don't get it.
Okay.
Their mofongos trash.
All right. So back to the question.
Yeah, my
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
So-
No, let me answer just because I have the gift card there. So like if I'm going on a date, I'm gonna show that I have the gift card. I'm gonna be using it at checkout. Like I'm there. Like I got it to use it, so I'm gonna use it.
Facts. Like who paid? Like.
Oh, this is also true.
Technically
yeah.
not you.
What do you
doesn't
mean?
matter.
Because it's
The
a gift
person-
card?
Yeah.
The motherfucker that gave you the gift card paid.
If it's a free meal and you mad that I didn't pay, like we're not gonna.
Yeah,
work.
no, that's not gonna work out at
It's-
all.
it's not
Like,
gonna-
Yeah, there's more important things.
So,
What about the Groupon part?
because we didn't even get to the Cash App part.
Oh, okay. So my bad. I thought well, you said who paid, so I thought that was the answer to the cash.
So
app
the
part.
Groupon part, I think that's just smart business. Like if we're going on a date somewhere and there's a 2 for something on Groupon at a decent restaurant, like I'm not a Chili's or like a TGI Friday type of person, so like I'm not going there on a date, but I don't know, like a nice restaurant like Ruth Chris and you get like a Groupon for 2 for 200, some shit like that. Like, yeah, I'm doing that all day.
Absolutely.
And back to the Cash App card. Because I know people who got more on their Cash App card than people got in their bank accounts. Because you can invest on Cash App. So if you mad that I pull out a black card with some fucking emojis on it and pay for this meal, like, what do you care how it got paid for?
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. There was one time I used our Cash App card out,
It's the business card.
and it's the business card, right? So
That was a long time ago.
The bartender was like, this was probably like a year or two ago.
It was a couple months ago.
We haven't had the card this long. And
I remember the night.
yeah, you know what I'm. The bartender was like, "Oh, you got a black card?" I was like, "Yeah." And then afterwards, because we followed each other on social media, she was like, "Jacob's not your name," and I was like, "Yes, it is." She was like, "Well, the card you gave me said howdy on it," because the podcast thing,
How
and it stops there.
and first of all, the AC came
AC
back on.
came back on.
Anyone who's ever felt a real black card, you could tell immediately by
it's
the
just heavy.
weight.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it's a
shit's heavy.
metal card.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a black card? Yeah.
Guess what? In this wallet, I got a blue one, an orange one, a gray one. It's called Home Depot, JetBlue, Sears. Which one you want?
Sears.
Sears is still around?
Yeah.
They might not be, but that credit card is.
He says some bank is still paying me.
I'm paying them.
That's interesting. I was gonna say, how do you feel about that?
Y'all know I am a
Frugal.
Ooh, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna go left.
I'm glad you said that. So I was watching. I finally watched Heart of Heart, and the Kevin Hart
Heart to Heart. Yeah.
And I know what you mean by we could do that shit better.
Facts. Shout out Kevin Hart. Like I ain't mad at you, but because of the clout, he has that platform.
Right. And granted, everybody knows I love Kevin Hart. And some people be like, I don't know why, but like he's mastered the art of showmanship. He's a hustler. Like he doesn't let his faults hold him back or stop. Like there are many reasons why I'm a big fan of Kevin Hart, right? But he recently came out with an interview of J. Cole.
I haven't seen it yet.
It just aired. But at one point he asked Cole, he's like, yo, so you have all this money, right? But clearly you're not spending it on cars or this, that, third. Like, where does your money go? and Cole basically goes, I'm cheap. And Kevin Hart is like, are you frugal or mindful with your money? And he broke it down as like, frugal is you're just cheap, right? Whereas mindful is like, I know how to spend my money and where to spend it and what to do with it. You know what I mean? And that when he broke
You're
that,
frugal.
I was like, that was a really good point, but like,
I don't know.
You had to throw it back at him.
And he's wrong. Frugal is economical in use of expenditure, prudently saving or sparing, not wasteful. It's the same
it's
thing.
about
Okay,
the same
okay,
thing,
but people look at frugal as
It's
cheap,
negative. Yeah,
as
it's
negative.
negative context.
And my thing
Your
is,
definition is right. Obviously,
yeah.
there's no arguing it. But when people be like, "You're frugal," they're not using it in a positive way.
well, let's think about what
50-50.
people like. Who's these people saying it?
Broke niggas, I don't know.
No, it's probably typically the people who got new J's on, some couple $100 jeans on,
I don't got
whatever
those.
shirt, glasses, but no investments. It's like, am I frugal or are you just frivolous with your money? Like,
Well, since we've turned a positive connotation on frugal, I'll take it. But to answer your question, drop some fairy dust on them motherfuckers. To answer your question, y'all know me. I will save money, right? Like, matter of fact, if I'm trying to wow you, like if we've been dating and I want to do a couple things with you, chances are I actually went to Groupon. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, granted, if we're just going bowling and then on a hike and then to dinner, I got it, right? But if we're going to New York for the day, Groupon might have some shit that I didn't think of or that I normally can't.
New York, but also too, like you could Groupon whatever, but if you want to feel less embarrassed, I guess by doing, there's like you go to New York, travel New York, or I live in New York, whatever it is, and they have like deals you can find there that are sponsored by the state of New York. So like
now, I don't know if I'm gonna sit there and be like, yeah, baby, I pay for this shit with Groupon, or if I'm gonna keep it to myself. Maybe that's a different type of pride.
You shouldn't be dating somebody that's not okay with you, like saving money.
if you're not paying, you have no voice in the matter. My bad. That sounds crazy, but like,
no, I mean, there's a point to be made.
if I'm treating, who the fuck cares I was paid for?
I wouldn't, like, again, if I'm getting something to pay for, like, I'm like, whatever it is.
And that's the thing. The comments were crazy
So
on this post, but
So Bryan just brought up a good question. We don't got to harp on this too much, but so on a first date, what if Shorty treats y'all?
That's cool. Whatever. Yeah. I mean,
but like, are you gonna be the type to like, no, I got it. Like, how many back and forths is it until you bow out? Like, oh, you said you got it. All right.
So, I don't know. It's too late now. If I don't really fuck with you and you say you got it, I bet you got it. I ain't even about to go back and forth with you not once. Cause I don't really fuck with you. So why?
So if it's not gonna be a second date,
If there's not gonna be a second date, why should I give you the same treatment of somebody that I'm really fucking with? Now, if I'm really fucking with you, right, and you say, "No, I got it. No, I got it." Well, no, I got it, right? Well, all right, babe, let's split it. Or if I'm really, really fucking with you, I might do something slick, like let you put your card, then take it, and then put my card and take your card away. You get what I'm saying? So there's levels to this.
Either that or like I'll be like, yeah, I'll take this one, but then I'll make sure the second date be like,
right,
you get me on the second date.
Or you got this, I got the ice cream after.
Yeah, whatever.
You know?
Something of equal. Like, and I don't want to think about it too. Like, if the date was not overly expensive, but it's an expensive date. Like, I don't have to be like, all right, the next time you pay for it has to be that equal amount.
Oh, next time we going to the batting cages, baby.
just son, like, you know, like get the ice cream the next time we hang out, whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I guess if I invited you, for sure.
That's also true.
I've definitely had like, so I went out on a business lunch, and to me it was business because I was trying to get her business. And towards the end, the waiter kind of set me up. Like, he put the bill in front of me, and I was just like, all right, yeah, cool. And then she's like, we going Dutch? I'm like, what does that mean? I was like, huh? She's just like, we going Dutch? Like, are we splitting it? I'm like, that's what that means? I was like, yeah, we could. But if I like somebody, so one time on a date, I did it on the sneak tip because we were actually going back and forth about it. I don't even know why we were going back and forth about like who was paying, because she was ordering some like top shelf shit. And she's like, yo, don't worry about it. Like, I'm going to pay for myself. I was like, no, you good. Go on. Like, well, like, do your thing, shawty. She was like, no, like, I'm not going to let you pay for all of it, blah, blah, blah. So I dipped off to the bathroom. And then I was just like, yo, just take my card, pay for it. And by the time I got out the bathroom, they already had the bill. I signed whatever. So I came back. I was like, yo, you ready to go? She's like, we not going to pay. I was like, nah. we just leave.
Yo.
I made her think that we were going to dine and dash, and she was so put off.
Oh.
And I was like, no, actually, I already paid. She was like, oh, because she was like, I was never going to talk to you again.
Yeah, you play a dangerous game doing that.
That just means she's not fun.
Well, nah, I'm not dining and dashing, bro. No.
That just means she's not fun.
No.
Live life on the edge. Sometimes you got to eat at Denny's at 3 a.m. and dine and dash.
I-
I've never done that.
Denny's is one thing. But
I was just saying,
Cats
yeah.
at the roof, Chris? Nah.
They're gonna have
that
somebody
way.
on your ass. They're gonna
I
have
was going to
somebody
say, because
coming
I
back.
feel like someone's chasing you out that door.
Roof, Chris?
Yeah.
Bro,
There is not a staff member in any Roof Chris in this country that's catching me.
to your car? You have to get to the car, open the
No,
door?
I don't. I run down the block. They're gonna quit before.
But your
me.
car is there.
What are they
I'm
gonna
not
stand outside
chasing you
until?
out the parking lot. You drove here.
So what? Y'all just standing there like this, waiting for me to come back?
Listen, at Roof Chris, if the bill's like $500 and I gotta eat that, yeah, I'm waiting. I'm watching the
Listen.
cameras. I might not work the rest of the night. I'm watching the cameras like, when this dude come back, I'm on his heels. Like, cause you would have to come jogging. You would have to come jogging back down the street and beeline it to your car. I'm on you.
Listen, Roof Chris, I ain't gonna try this, but I want to. Like, I low key want to put this theory to test.
I mean, that would actually be kind of funny. That would be a hilarious like TikTok prank, but you actually gotta go back and pay.
Bro, remind me, and after this we gonna hop into the conversation. Niggas just getting carried away. When we turn the cameras off, remind me to tell y'all the story about how I almost stole Kevin Hart.
Stole Kevin Hart?
That's all I'm saying.
As a person?
Wow.
I almost stole Kevin Hart. I will tell y'all later.
This is gonna be interesting.
He
story.
said stole, not kidnapped, so I'm not scared.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bryan Bunny.
What's good?
Hit him with the fairy dust. So bro, you've been. Is videographer the right? Because you're not just videographer. I don't want to minimize you. What is
Yeah.
the right title to give you?
I would say creative. I think that's the easiest way to put it. And yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, you
No,
say, ooh.
that's-
No. It's just like creative is, I think, now overused a lot in the world of being a creative. Like everybody's like this creative, that creative.
Is a creative the same as a content creator? Or
No. For me, a content creator is somebody who like I would say their main source is video, like their main medium is video, and they're doing stuff based on a lifestyle, their lifestyle products or something like that. A creator or creative is somebody who like would have different mediums and then is making things out of like, if I go to like I was in Vermont, take landscape portraits.
Oh yeah, the spooky ones.
Yeah, and
Those
or
were
like
fire.
or graphic design and stuff like that. Like they're making things consistently out of almost nothing.
So where I use the word creative, right? So a lot of the times I tell people like I'm not artistic, right? And then they say
I'm a child.
so, and then they say, but you are artistic, like you're.
It's like having Shaq.
Make a note. Make a note of this.
It's like having Shaq, dude.
This is why they don't want to give us to you.
And what they say is like, no, the podcast is your form of art.
No, this is true.
You know what I mean? And then that's to your point. people overuse the word creative because yes, this is a form of art. Soccer could be a form of art, right? But no, I'm creating.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm creating art, right?
Yeah.
Creative could be I am a creative, fill in the blank. And I think to your point, because now there are so many different avenues, people don't want to say I'm an artist and I'm a creative and I create fill in the blank.
Yeah, creative. Like I was talking about earlier, I think creative is like you're doing more than just one thing. Like creator, like for you, it's the podcast. Like that is your main thing. So you're a creator of that. Creative is like, all right, like a creative director. They're going to be directing how the video is going to look. They're going to be directing how photography is going to align with that video, and then graphic design on top of that, how they want it to all look together as one big piece. So this slight difference is not like, it's not overly
I think y'all actually said the same thing because
Yeah.
you said creative fill in the blank and you said creative director.
So let's first of all let's start with where you are now, and then we'll circle back and then come back to it. Right? Where is Bryan today? Who is Bryan today? In regards to like the creative space, your work, your everything. Where are you at today? What's your job? All that cool shit.
Yeah, so for my job, I do creative work and marketing work for a small company out in Deep River.
They're not that
Chester.
small.
Well, I mean, we're small. We're small in the world of each individual company because one company that owns multiple. So each one of them is small, and then together we're not like GE or something like that.
Word.
You might have seen my boy's work.
And didn't know it.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I hope you did. If you like treadmills, you probably did. But yeah, so I worked there, and it's cool. It's good work. But then also too, I do stuff on the side. So my own freelance, videography, photography. Whenever I either meet somebody other than you guys that want to do creative work, one of them is I work with him. His name is Zach. I followed him from LA to Las Vegas. That was a cool creative thing that we did. And then also some other creative work for some shoe company that he works with as well. And then on top of all that, any other stuff I like to do myself. So like you saw the landscape photos I took. That was fun. I just do that on the side for whatever I want to do. So that's basically what I do now.
So it's interesting because like I can somewhat speak to working in the marketing industry, right? I had a marketing job for all of 5 months before I quit and said this shit's for the birds. You're not a bird. You're great at what you do, and I think if I had your job, I'd probably still be in it. It all depends on
the bird.
I do a lot of emails. You don't like emails,
but it was a lot of just sitting here doing the same boring thing, and there was no creativity behind it.
Yeah,
you get what I'm
that's
saying?
The thing. Marketing is so weird because you could get the side of marketing that is so numbers and
dry
not creative.
cut.
Yeah. And I honestly, it's so weird that I actually enjoy that sometimes. Like I look at the company's analytics, KPIs. I look at website visitors. I look at open rates. I love all that because I like seeing the creative work that I do go towards something. So that's what I really like a lot. Now, because I have stake in it though, because I made the work. If I didn't have stake in it, like
but that brings me to my point, right?
Yeah.
Because right now you're working for somebody. And although it's something you're passionate and you enjoy, how does that differ from maybe freelance and going full-time freelance? And hopefully your job sees this and I don't get you in trouble, right? But like down the road, maybe one day being a full-time freelancer versus, and it helps you because like you just said, you're full in on this company.
Yeah.
Right? But there is definitely a difference between being full in on you and freelance and working for a company that kind of tells you, hey, this is what we need, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's different because, I mean, at the end of the day, you're still working for somebody when you do freelance. It just changes every other project, whether that's a month, that's a week,
right?
So, 3 months, whatever it is, the project will change. So you're still probably going to end up working for somebody, whether it's a company or not. You still have a boss. The customer is your boss. So I don't see it as too much different. The only thing I see different is stability. And that's the main thing that, like, one, I think it's weird because like a lot of people say like the instability of being a freelancer pushes somebody to be really creative because you have to do really good work. But then that, for me, that stress just flips on me. I'm like, I can't. Like, I can't function. I'm scared. Right. But having the stability is like, all right, I could be really creative because I know, let's say I do flop on this graphic, I flop on this video. It's okay. I have a still paycheck coming and I could retry and do it again.
So do you get to put your personality and your style into your work?
100%.
Like at your work?
Yeah, 100%. So like I do get sometimes depending on, because I work for one company that owns a couple other ones. Mm-hmm. There's some that I have more creative freedom and direction in. And that one is where like, it's not that I don't get told no, but sometimes like, all right, maybe we'll try this way. But the large majority of the time, it's mostly like, I want to do this, and does it work for you? Do you like the way it looks? Yeah, okay. Or if not, like, how can I adjust it just a little bit? A little bit of how you want, a little bit how I want too, because I want to speak to what I think our audience likes. So, yeah, I like that I still get a lot of creative freedom in it. If I didn't get any creative freedom, I'll probably be how you were feeling.
Right.
Before, where it's just like I can't do anything. Like, I don't know. I just have to do what somebody else has said. Like, it's ridiculous.
See, I thought I was either gonna make commercials and or work for ESPN.
Off the bat.
Nah. So how it in my head, how this shit was planning out, I was gonna have a successful soccer career, and then from there
create my own
commercials. Like, hey, now ESPN wants me to work for them, or blah whatever. And it's interesting because now, knowing what I know, supposedly, not even supposedly, I could definitely say that ESPN sometimes, what's the word I'm looking for? Limits what their people can say.
Oh, yeah. Limit what you could say, you could do.
Yeah.
I know ESPN, I know a couple people that, I shouldn't say a couple, I know people that work at ESPN, and it's like, it's weird because they make great graphics, they do great stuff, but then I've also heard, like, it's very restrictive and very, like, you got to do it how we want it because we have an image to keep.
Yeah, ESPN already has its brand.
And you have to buy, which you're buying into that, which
you have to,
right? But that's why I like Ryan Clark so much. Yo, Ryan Clark, come on the show, bro. We're gonna cut this clip. Ryan Clark, come on the show.
Who that?
You don't know Ryan Clark, former Pittsburgh Steeler?
What did he play? Oh,
safety.
Yeah.
And now he's the ESPN analyst and on the Pivot podcast.
The Pivot podcast with the dude with the grafted butt foot. The co-host with the blocks. He's got grafted skin from his butt on his foot.
Oh, yes. Channing Crowder. Yes.
Why?
Yes. Ash, we're going to have to cut this up and send this to Pivot. Like, Ryan Taylor, that's one of my other homies. But yes, come on the show because, like, he stays true to him.
He's very insightful.
Yeah.
I enjoy him.
Yeah, when you grew up listening to Stephen A., who now as an adult I really don't appreciate as much, I can appreciate Ryan Clark. You know what I mean? Because of that, in a place where he can stay authentic to himself, but also be part of that brand, which obviously we all like ESPN.
Well, ESPN is, I mean, I've heard they've gotten a lot better, as in higher up, because they just bought the Pat McAfee show. And they bought, like, I assume the agreement to that is like Pat and he keeps his team, he keeps his guys, and they keep the same personality. They don't clean up, they don't curse less. You're buying into what we do. The situation flipped. You're buying into us.
It's kind of like what Barstool's doing with the live podcast.
Yeah.
Didn't that backfire or something?
I know I was scrolling on TikTok, and I know one of them, like, got fired, and they recorded themselves getting fired. I'm like, okay.
It's a very interesting work dynamic over there. Like, it's like...
Is it?
But it's like, from my understanding, it's just like... Basic. It's like frat business.
It seems like it's just a building and individual rooms with, like, podcasts and different things, and, like, everything's happening at the same time.
Yeah, it's mayhem and chaos. I could never work at a place like that.
I would love that.
It sounds like you need structure.
Yeah, I need structure. It's so funny. I need structure and freedom. I need to know who if I need, to report to somebody, if I need to report numbers, if I need to show my analytics, I know who to do it. Yeah. I'm doing to do this, or if I have questions, I know exactly what I need to. But then at the same time, like, if I'm doing something creative, I need as little input from people who aren't creative as possible.
So let me ask y'all a question. What's the difference between structure and micromanaging? Because
Good question.
Huge.
because there's times that and Spencer says it all the time, like, yeah, nigga, this is why you can't work for people. But as soon as I feel like I'm being micromanaged, like, forget about it.
I feel like people who micromanage don't trust their people or their delegation skills.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you trust I'm good at my job, like, you don't have to look over my shoulder,
Thank
because you're
you.
gonna make me
Yes.
worse at
Yes.
my job.
I really
Yes.
wish you didn't just say that.
Yes.
Because the next time I'm at work and I'm getting micromanaged, I'm literally gonna say, "Do you trust me to do this job?"
No,
that's
but
a
it's
fact.
a valid question to say.
And if they say no, then I'm like, I bet. Well, then I don't need to do that.
Well, yeah.
And then if they say yes, and I'm like, well, then leave me alone.
Well, yeah, and that's one
So
thing. Like,
which way we go?
yeah, is you gotta be super. I'm super appreciative of that where I'm at now. Like I don't have that on me. Where it's like they tell me like make this graphic for this, make this video for that. I make it. I show them just to give them the heads up like this is what I have going out.
Right.
Also, it's to show too. Sometimes like I don't know people above me. They're like this did happen. I was gonna make a post for a team. I'm not gonna put the team out there, but a team. And then they said, I sent it to the people higher up than me, and they were like, okay, don't use that photo because we have a image of somebody we don't want on there. I would have never known that. I thought the image looked great, but that was the only reason why I send it to people. It's like things I don't know.
But
like
you
that.
weren't being micromanaged. That was
No.
like,
But that's where
That's
like
the structure part
perfect
of it.
structure right there. It's like
Yeah.
I'm sending it just so like, can you see if there's any issues? If there is an issue, let me know. But I don't want to hear, oh, I don't like that shade of blue. Please stop. Don't give me that.
I mean, if you Jay-Z, it's like, bro, I own this blue.
Well, yeah, I mean, I
This the
don't
shade
go
we use.
off brand of blue. Like we do have a blue at the company I work for. I use that blue,
Oh, wow.
but I'm not saying like, oh, the image is a little too blue. Like I don't care. Like it's that for a reason. I made the creative decision for that to look that way because I think it resonates the best.
I'm a professional.
But yeah, that's what it is. Like
I've actually been known to give my employees like too much autonomy because I hate being micromanaged. But some people need to be micromanaged at first until they don't. You know, like when you first start a job, and I don't know, it just goes both ways because like sometimes you have to remember you're an employee. Like you don't run the company. Like someone pays your bills via check every couple weeks. So like at the end of the day, like they have final say in like certain things. So like in leadership, it's really tough to walk that line between, hey, I told you how to do this, I'm going to give you autonomy to figure it out on your own, or I need to really watch you step by step until I'm comfortable that you know it, and then I can back off.
And that's the thing, you hit on it, those different leadership styles.
Yeah.
Right? Because one thing that I learned in my coaching courses, right? We all hate that coach that every 2 minutes, all right, stop. Or every 30 seconds, okay, stop. Talks, and then, all right, stop. Lets you go for 30, all right, stop, right? But then we also hate that coach that just lets us play for 5 minutes.
I got nothing out of it.
And
Just scrimmage all practice.
Yeah, you know, and I was like, well, we've been running around for 5 minutes. Like, are we good? Like,
Yeah.
are we, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I've learned is you give direction, right? You give example of that direction. And then for the first 2 to 3 minutes, you just let them play and figure it. Like, unless it's just going to shit in those 2 minutes, then you stop.
Like a child playing for the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
You just let them figure
This
it
is how
out.
this
And
works.
then you make that first coaching point 2 to 3 minutes in. And then after that, you stop when necessary. Or maybe I'm just stopping 2 people as opposed to the whole group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what?
Yeah, so I mean that's actually dope because I don't know, I just realized my way doesn't work for everyone, and I'm very like meticulous on how I do certain things for myself.
Right.
So I'll show people how I do it, but also tell them like there's also 5 other ways to do this. So like if you figure out a way that's better, you don't even got to tell me. As long
Just
as
get it done.
Yeah, as long as it gets done.
Word.
But coaching's a little different because it's like if bad habits are reflecting during the game, like now I'm gonna get into it. Like
Right. So you're here. We established you like structure. Did you always envision you would be here? Because your degrees, correct me if I'm wrong, is not in marketing.
No, it is marketing.
It is marketing.
But I never thought I would be doing the creative side of marketing that I'm.
Right.
I never thought. Well, also I didn't think it was gonna be marketing either. Because when I first was attending college, I was a business administration major. So
Ooh,
yeah,
interesting.
and I honestly,
That's kind of like a total 180.
You think you would like that?
that's the thing. Like looking back now, probably not.
Yeah, I was gonna
probably
say.
not. But like also too, I didn't realize I was at some form creative. Like when I was growing up, I did like any games that had where I could customize my car. If I could make a team, I would do it. But I thought that was just like something you do. I didn't think it was just like creative people.
What was that look?
Because I want to ask a question. It's appropriate. So, my initial question was going to be, so like, what popped your creative cherry?
That's appropriate.
No, it's appropriate.
Yes, but I'm more so thinking, did you date someone who was a creative and you realize like, oh damn, I resonate with this more than this?
Nah, I don't recall being with somebody as creative as I am. I really don't. Not in a negative way. Not just saying that they're not creative people, but like as to doing what I do. I guess what got me open my eyes was it was super late too. Was getting my camera. Was that
like random? Like you just decided to get a camera?
Super random because I did forever, and you could like I was saying to somebody else. It was like if you scroll back on my Instagram, you'll see that I used to take. Yeah, I would say you're gonna see some cringe, but like you're gonna see that I took photos of stuff that I like. It was like either rainbows, sunsets, structures that I like, statues, all those kind of things. I took photos with my phone and I edited them and everything. And I just thought like that was just stuff like just anybody does. But like looking back, I was like, those are half decent edits for a phone. Like they're actually not bad. Some creativity behind it. And then I ended up buying that camera just because I was like, I just switched over to marketing as my major, and we learned that there's basically two sides of marketing: analytical side and creative side. And I was like, I kind of like the creative side a little bit more. I take photos. That's when I was learning what is the stuff that I like. And that was in 2019, right before the pandemic. And I didn't even know the pandemic obviously was happening. It was in December that I bought that. So I bought it and I started taking photos of like just stuff that I had at home. Like I wanted to get into product photography, which is something I just wanted to see if I could try. And then that's what got me into it. Huh?
A lot of money in that.
Oh, there is? Yeah, and I mean, I do it now for my job. Like I take photos of products, the treadmills that we sell, the vending machines that we make, and some range hoods and stuff like that. I take photos of that all the time. I just took photos of jump ropes that we sell, and they were, I'm
In
gonna
action?
brag. No, like just product shots. Like, and I got a compliment on it from the people I work with. They were like, they were great photos. So I didn't know I wanted to get into it, and now, like I did at some point, but I didn't know I was gonna be doing it to this degree now that I am.
I got another question. So, all right, when you get compliments from people who aren't a creative, how do you take them? Is it like with a grain of salt?
Yes, and I honestly probably I like them a little bit more than other creatives because then like I know I spoke to who would be a consumer of the brand.
Okay.
It's from a different lens.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, cool. Somebody who would have probably liked to buy that, or at least saw it and would have been interested. Like, oh shit, they liked it.
My work spoke to you.
Yeah, another creative would have been like, oh, this looks cool because you shot it this way. I'm like, they're looking at more of a technical lens, and this is more for product photography and like more business marketing stuff. Now, if I took a photo and it was a landscape and I got all the colors right, the shading right, took a perfect photo, and then a creative says that, then it's like, all right, cool. They saw it from like a very technical standpoint. I appreciate that. But if like a consumer saw it and they liked it, then I was like, okay, I spoke to the consumer that I wanted to.
Yeah,
And that's kind of, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I just feel like being a creative, like I think the hardest part as being a creative across the board is finding like-minded people to share your vision or to like appreciate your vision.
It is tough. I know a couple creatives that now like they take photos and stuff and they always look for somebody to like be like just critique their work, and it's tough because like I look at and take photos all day. Like I don't want to look at more and tell you. If I see something that's dope, I'm like, yo, it's fire. But I'm like, not gonna go on my way and be like, all right, let me send me stuff. It's tough because I'm.
As a creative, should you care what people think about your work?
Oh yeah, you should. I think so.
I think constructive criticism is powerful.
Yeah.
Well, yes, because you can always get better. Like when when we were talking to when I was talking to the lady at Southern the other day, and she was like, "Oh, I hope you don't mind this criticism." It's like, no, you're helping me,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
You're helping me, right? You're putting me on game that I don't know. Whereas, like, if somebody were to just come in here and be like, "Oh, well, the podcast, this, that, the third," like, yes, your opinion is valid, but I'm also, if what I'm doing does not resonate with you, then what I'm doing is not for you.
Yeah, if it's not for you, like for example, like if I'm doing a video for who would be Gen Z, and then a boomer, says like, not in a negative,
fast paced.
yeah, not in a negative way, but just like, oh, I don't like it. It's too offensive. It's too whatever. It's too fast. It's too loud. It's too annoying. It's like, well, that's not for you. I know it's not for you. It wasn't made for you. So I don't necessarily care about your opinion.
And that's where
on
I
that.
say like, constructive criticism is different than someone just like knocking your shit.
Well, no, even they could try to be genuinely be constructive in their criticism to me, but like again, if they weren't the consumer, if they weren't
Then
who it was supposed to be for, then as much as critical you could be, I'm sorry, but you weren't even supposed to really be watching it. Honestly,
I think it comes down to what are the two sectors you said? There's the analytics and then the what?
the creative side.
And the creative side, right? So I think you have to take the constructive criticism of the consumer of the creative side because they're the ones who's going to be consuming it. But then like the creatives who give you the analytics to break it down, it's kind of like with soccer. You're not going to take advice from me from soccer.
Right.
Like, yo, your player should be doing this, this, and this, as opposed to like, if Messi came like, yo.
I'm listening.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
right.
Yes,
so
sir.
it's just like me as just a consumer, I know this person could be doing better, but I'm not going to be able to articulate it to you properly.
Yeah, tickle nobody either.
Yeah, right? I ain't tickle nobody in a long time.
So, back to your regular scheduled program. So, you said you picked up the camera right before COVID, right?
Right
and
before.
obviously, like, school changed that dynamic and everything. And you also said you didn't plan to take that route.
No, not
so
at all.
how, because, bro, everyone that has seen your work, like, bro, I have people that are, not that you don't do this, but like actually do, like, this was their goal. Like, they've sought out to do this, and they're like, yo, who did that? He's fire. Like, where did he go to school? Like, this, that. And then it's like, no, that's my guy. Like, yeah, he does our stuff, like, blah, 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 whatever. But, like, they might have gone to school for this, and, like, that was their plan. This was not. So how did you learn and get to where you are now? Because there's times you even show us stuff, and you're like, yeah, look, like our last intro.
Yeah.
Remember how you did the thing with the car or whatever? And I was just like, bro, I never would have thought about that. But even if I would have thought about it, I wouldn't have never been able to execute it.
With the sound and the video at the same time. And like, when were you looking that way?
like, bro, we were sitting in the same room doing the same thing. How did you?
Right.
But yeah, how did you learn everything that you know now?
Yeah, so I got, as tough the pandemic was for a lot of people, I got lucky in it that I was able to just teach myself and be at home.
Yo, get the applause. Get it over some. Yeah, just give him the fairy dust since we don't know where the applause
That's
is.
what the pandemic was honestly for.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
you could. Yeah, I thought it was a good time for either multiple things. If you weren't negatively affected, like your health or anything like that, obviously it's tough. But if you're able-bodied, you're able to do things, and you had some kind of income, some kind of money still to mess around
Right.
and learn things. Then I think it was awesome for you to either find yourself, find what you like, or find some hobbies. And photography ended up being my hobby to begin with. So I tell myself that. I got lucky that
Just by like YouTube and trial and error.
YouTube trial and error. When I first picked up the camera, I remember I was taking photos, and the photos were black. Like you couldn't see shit because I had no idea like how slow the shutter speed needed to be so you could get light in there. I didn't know the f-stop. I didn't know ISO. I didn't know all these things. So I was just shooting. I was like, yo, she sold me a broken camera. There's no way.
This dude was just talking basketball.
I was just
Like, what?
I was like, there's no way. Like, this camera is either broke or like, what's going on? I thought the cap was still on there. It wasn't on there. I was tripping, and then I went on YouTube that night. I was like, how do you take photos on the camera? Like, because I had no idea. And I learned that night just how to take super simple ones. And I learned, like, I put up the flash 2 on it, and I took like the most washed out photos I've ever taken in my life during that. And so I learned.
Trial and error.
Yeah, trial and error, learn, and then ended up picking up graphic design after. It wasn't photo and then video, it was photo graphic design. Because at that time, my camera that I have there isn't necessarily the best for video. So it was
could have fooled me.
it was good for just taking the photos I took and then put them on Photoshop, learning that. Then after that was then like, all right, Mikey, my brother, best soccer player CT. I'm just gonna say that.
Second best.
He's all right, yeah, second best.
I'm still alive.
Damn, what happened to? Oh, it's messed up. Yeah, the dude who's been on the podcast, the Jamaican dude. It starts with an R.
I'm still alive.
Oh, Roshan.
Rashad. He said,
Rashad.
I'm still
I'm
alive.
still
Rashawn's
alive.
not in CT. Rashawn's not in CT.
He's not?
No, he's
I'm
in
still alive. It's like, yeah.
He said, fuck what y'all talking about.
I'm still breathing. Yeah, that was the right one. Hit that shit again. I'm still alive. Fuck you, me. My bad. Shit.
Hey, yo.
But he was like, yo, why don't you take videos of me playing? So I did. And that's when I bought another camera for that.
That's how y'all connected.
Yeah, it was to my brother. Yeah, so and then
Fire ass story for another time.
Yeah,
but
we'll share that for another time. But then so then I took videos of that, and then after video, now I'm learning more motion graphics, which is so hard. And I just want to get out
Like
of all
GIFs?
things. Huh? I know it's like that, you know, like when you have like a logo that will spin, or like you have text that like does movement and stuff like that. That's motion graphics. So you gotta
You're learning how to do that.
very slightly.
You're teaching yourself?
Yeah,
That's fire.
but it's something I don't want to learn much about because it is a lot of time. It is a lot of learning.
You open
And
Pandora's box.
yeah, and then honestly, there's a lot of people now that is their specialty, and I rather it's for me not being selfish, and I just want to be like, listen, you guys got that. I will assist in any way, whether it's like making the graphics for it, if I want to. Not necessarily for the company I work for now, but like let's say I'm freelancing and then they want the logo to move. It's like, all right, I'll make the logo and I'll give it off to somebody to spin it.
I got somebody who could do that for you.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be awesome. Just because it's just like I don't want to dilute myself in my product. Like I know I could do stuff that are super simple, but I don't want to. I have a high standard.
You want to stay true to your shit.
I want to stay true to myself.
That's
I have my
so
high
important.
standard that so like. If I'm doing really good photography, really good videography, really good graphics, and I do kind of mediocre motion graphics, like, what's the point of me doing that? I just know enough to get by where I could do it for my job every now and again. But
like if someone asks you, like, yeah, I could do it. Like it's not my thing, but
Yeah,
if you really,
yeah,
really
yeah.
need it done,
yeah.
I think not diluting yourself in your product is very important.
No, it's super important for me. Yeah.
Some people just do too. We all know some people who just do
Yeah, too
much where
Too
it's
much.
like you're not doing anything great because you haven't really focused on one thing.
Yeah.
It's
that's
cool to be
fine.
a jack of all trades, but
I'm okay with being
master
like.
some.
yes,
Yeah. I'm okay with being like I honestly am okay with being a really great photographer. I really like photos. I always like photos, but I'm okay with doing that and being a good videographer, which is very similar to photography. And then graphic design, it's easy to practice and get that.
Word.
But motion graphics is because you got to worry about video in the sense of like how things move and how things should feel natural in the video, and also you got to worry about graphic design as well on top of all that.
this could be a nerdy question, but like how different is motion graphics like anime?
Yeah. No, yeah.
I didn't think it was anime or animation.
No, like
Well, because when you're animating like a cartoon,
yeah,
that is a technically a motion graphic. Like it is a
just a continuous one.
yeah, like it is a graphic that is moving. So like when you like the earliest form of motion graphics was like somebody drawing, like Tom and Jerry drawing, and then the
thinking
next
Mickey
frame
Mouse.
it does this. Yeah, Mickey Mouse, whatever. The next frame it does that. Now it's super convoluted where like you're doing that, but you're making it instead of you moving it each frame, you're just removing it each frame. You're moving it from here from. Let's say you want it from frame 1 to frame 10 to move here to here. All you gotta do is just move it that way instead of doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move it little by little. You could just. So that's like. It's the same thing. It's just like it's a different process.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got 2 questions. Then we could probably like start getting ready to wrap up, right? the first question, and you kind of hit on it earlier, right? Is one thing to have an idea, and I feel like when I thought I was gonna make commercials, like, bro, I used to in my notepad see something, think like, oh, that'd be a dope commercial, and write it down, right? And the creative, the thought process of it, I think I'm great at, and not just commercials, just you guys know, I'll come with an idea and y'all bring that shit to life.
Yeah,
Because where I suck at is the execution.
That's fine.
You know what I mean? But you, and I feel like a lot of people that are good behind the camera see the vision and they're good at executing it, bringing it to life.
Yeah, and usually what like my advice in stuff like that and with ideas, and I saw it on the TikTok, and I've always had this, but it was like nice seeing somebody else who is very creative and it's really good on TikTok say the same thing. It was like, just think as big as possible. Like, if you're whatever you have behind the camera, whatever idea you have, like, make it almost unrealistic, like just huge, big ideas that might be bad ideas, but they're big ideas, and it's so much easier to bring it down from there. So just like, if that's not possible, you could go to step down. Is that possible? To step down, is that possible? Can I do this? Can I do that? And then, because it's so much harder, like, if your idea is like, all right, maybe I get it from like this angle and it'll look good.
Right.
Or like, what if I get it from this angle, looking up when the sun's just right? Like, all right, cool. Can I, maybe I can't check off all three, but can I check two? You know?
Right.
All that kind of stuff.
it just made me think of. Have y'all seen that video? It was like, I don't know if he was a crackhead, but he was an older dude, and he's looking up at the camera. He's like, "You think it's small? You gotta be thinking big, bitch. You gotta be thinking big."
But you do. I mean, you gotta think big. Like, it's always I always found it easier going from big, thinking big ideas and then bringing it down to something that's executable.
Right.
So like, if your ideas are huge and like you said, the execution stuff, because those are big ideas.
Right.
Bringing it to somebody else who could be like, all right, maybe we can't do that, but we could do
this
X,
way.
Y, and Z.
Yeah.
That could make it as close to that big idea as possible.
Because I know I come to y'all with some shit, and I know y'all look at me like, here this nigga go
Well,
again.
no,
but y'all make it possible.
Yeah,
it's
so much easier getting that big idea and just be like, all right, maybe we can't do all that right now,
right?
But we could do some of it. And some of it can eventually lead to that big idea.
Right. And I guess my last question, right? So like, you are a brand, right?
Yeah.
How did you build that brand, and what's your style, right, behind the camera, and was looking like Bad Bunny part of being that brand? Like,
that was chance. That was
just chance. Like, you didn't do that. Like, there's no connection between you and Bad Bunny.
No, I'm not gonna lie. No, because I had the curly hair way before because he was skimp-headed, like bald.
Yeah, corny dude.
He had like a Mikey haircut.
Bro, worse than he was doing some stupid idea with like some V coming down. I don't know how anybody was rocking with that back then.
Cause it was my birthday last year when we were on the boat, right? And Bad Bunny, I'm with Bad Bunny.
But like the curly hair that he grew out helped me look like him. So Word. Yeah, but with the brand and my image, like I don't know if I really have a look personally. I like to think I do, but it's tough because like every single time I make something, like I want to do something new and refreshing, and I don't want to have that feeling of like pigeonholing myself. Like, I gotta look like this because I like this. I do like certain like the wallpaper portraits that I do.
Those are
my story.
And the fact that you don't be charging niggas for those, you just be like, yo, here's a dope ass picture for you.
They're fun. So like,
thank you,
bro. As your financial advisor, it drives me nuts,
bro. Like, you need to create an Instagram that is $2 a month.
You know what? I'm just gonna state. Look, what pisses me off about Bryan is that he is so freaking talented, and like, you do so much free work. Like, if you monetized it, you wouldn't need a job. Shout out to his job. He does great work. But it's like, you really don't need it. Like, that anxiety and that fear that you have, like, is really, you do it anyways. Like, you literally do it for free.
Like, bro, look
at his story right now.
Like, it's gone. Go back. I'll repost it.
Bro, by the time this airs, look at his story. Yeah. Like, go, bro. When you're editing this, tag yourself. Please. If someone go to his story and like People out here paying $15 a month for feet pictures.
Wait. Connect it, please.
Well, no,
People-
yeah, he said like people
Will pay for his good ass pictures that he's
Yeah.
putting on his story for free.
My pictures don't
One's
turn
a
people
sexual
on, though.
fetish.
Yeah,
and one's just-
What do you mean? I could print. Well, no. Yes, it's a sexual
nobody's
fetish.
getting off to a lake picture. I hope.
You would
Hey.
be, but
Hey.
that is not where I was going with this. What I was,
What you think people buy feet pictures for?
but what I'm saying is, I could print this lake picture and put it in my office.
This is true. This
I
is
could
true.
put it in
This
my
is true.
bathroom.
Well, that's-
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying.
Well,
like,
I was
y'all start stealing my man's shit. I'm sending Spencer after
No,
you.
we need to start posting his
Feet
shit.
pics?
On, God no. We need to start posting his pictures on like our clothes.
I would be.
'Cause
with,
I
the
got
logo,
a-
with the logo on it.
Yeah, because I got one of the Alabama photos saved in my phone, and I want to put that on a hoodie because it's like an oil of like the whole. Sorry, it's
I need.
Oh,
I-
the fight you got that?
someone posted it, and I was like, I gotta save this because I want someone to put that on a hoodie for me.
well, we know not to go to my guy.
Oh,
I'm actually gonna get a shirt made for the first day of school with the logo on it, and on the back it's gonna say "Listen to the kids, bro."
Ooh,
I like that.
Yeah,
Is it polo or just regular
just
tee?
regular. I don't wear polos
I'm just
Wow.
asking.
because I wore polos growing up in school for that stupid ass uniform that they think is inclusive and all that. Yeah, no, it's stupid. So because I wore polos growing up, I won't wear
Well, I think
polos
that's
now. A button up, unless I'm at a wedding. I will do everything in my power to not wear a polo or a button. Bro, I'll wear a blazer, and underneath that blazer, I'll wear a turtleneck, a V-neck, a nice shirt.
you want a turtleneck before a polo?
I'm the opposite of that. I love wearing button ups. Like I
No.
love Rico Suave.
Rico Suave. I look sexy with
But
a
you also wear
turtleneck and a
sneakers
blazer.
with it too.
Me?
Yeah.
When?
Bro, I done seen you on vacation posting in a button up,
Oh.
some nice slacks and sneakers.
No,
I'm like,
all right,
right.
no. Listen, because that was it was
thought he was cool. He
a
was in
relaxed,
Miami.
chilled. You know,
He said,
He
baby,
said,
I gotta
"Bright-
run.
yeah, I got compliments
Said,
on it. It
"Me
wasn't
llamo
that bad."
Bright Bunny. Llama Bright Bunny.
English.
Call me Bright Bunny. My name is Bright Bunny. My bad.
I haven't dated a Spanish woman in a long
Wait,
time.
you some percentage of Cuban, right?
Yeah.
You got no song.
Point two. Bro, so my
Just
dad,
that point too.
my dad's mom is Cuban, spoke full Spanish. And I mean, yeah, it was
Your grandma,
I just
right?
see
Yeah,
little-
I know.
I see little Spencer like, what the fuck this lady talking
fluent.
about?
Well, I never met her, but
Oh.
like she offered to teach them how to learn and they never wanted to. I'm like, yo, y'all bugging.
Word.
I'm out here illiterate.
But going back to the to the brand thing, I mean, like I was saying earlier, like I don't pigeonhole myself in how like my photos look. Like I want to make sure like because especially that I do some freelance work, like there's not every single time that somebody comes to me, it's like I want it to look like the
Right.
photos I took before. Like I want it to look this way instead. So like I did photos with the guy I work with, Zach, and we did one. It was more in the like just coming out of the winter, and it was a little bit more of like a cooler, bluer temperature kind of feel. And then obviously I don't want to do that again for the summer, and especially this was like a new release of a shoe that he was promoting, so I wanted that to be brighter, more of a summery feel, more of a fun
Right.
feel. So that was more of a goldish tone. We were next to gold buildings. It was just a whole different look. So I don't want to pigeonhole myself in the way at least stuff like that looks. I might pigeon myself a little bit when it's like landscape photos and stuff like that, where it's like, all right, if it's in the fall, I'm mostly gonna go with a orangey tone because that's how I feel like the fall looks like to me.
Right.
Or if it's winter, it's gonna be almost saturated black and white because that's how I feel like winter looks for me. So
Feel you.
that
That's where your
that's
brand
where
is.
like I might have my own little look, and that's where we just like talking about right now, like selling portraits of the landscapes that I've taken. Like that's where cool if somebody wants to buy that, awesome.
Right.
That's where I'm more than happy to put that out there. So yeah.
Word. Well, shit, we've been chopping it up. Just about an hour.
I'm deep into Bryan's Instagram right now.
You saw some, right? Yeah. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Bryan, how much you squat, bro?
Not much anymore. I laid off on that.
What's the
Nigga, what's
of
not much?
Yeah, rat that part.
No, I really don't back.
Answer the question, Bryan.
Right now or the highest I ever done.
Both of them.
Ooh, I like that.
My PR probably for a back squat was I think 350, 375.
Oh, I can squat with you.
Yeah,
I've squatted more than you.
Yeah, I haven't done anything crazy.
That's all I wanted.
That's
to know.
right. I haven't done anything
feel
crazy.
good.
But
He's a Bulgarian split squat guy.
I like deadlifts a lot more because like
Fuck that.
I murdered my back.
You're either one or the other. It's so funny. Like
Right.
you either love deadlifts and hate squats, or you love squats and hate deadlifts.
No, I like both of them, but like I like them
I
equally.
like to pick shit up and put them down.
Yeah, no, I like them equally, but I murdered my back with just lifting way too much and taking no rest. And
Wait, but isn't that why? That's why I don't like deadlifts, because of my back.
well, yeah, it depends. Right now, I do it exclusively with the
Thing
pec
that you
squat.
step in.
Yeah. And then also
Does that help with
yeah,
form?
yeah, it helps with form a lot. I mean, I could do the other way. It's just like I gotta pay attention a lot more, and I just feel like I have to like actually think when I lift. I just kind of want to just pick it up, have feel
Bruh,
a good workout.
deadlift, Leanne, I don't know. I have to go significantly lower than what I can do because I know I'm not doing them right.
Honestly, I am not too proud to squat on the Smith machine. That's my jam.
Which
bro.
one's the Smith?
The one.
The one the hooks you come out. And you go
I
down.
always feel like I'm going to break it or something.
Really?
Like, clearly, if I let it go, the thing's just going to catch
Oh.
it. But I just feel like I don't know if I'm leaning forward, back, or I'm
Gotcha.
going to drop it, or...
Well, that's the best part. Like, you can hit different parts of the legs. Like, if you take more steps
Yeah,
out,
forward. Yeah, that's more of a hack squat.
Yeah.
You be doing crazy.
Bro, I
stuff
just
like
need a squat.
I just don't want to have to focus so much on my form,
Yeah.
and that's
Right.
gonna make sure I'm going up and
Yeah.
down. You know?
For my squat, I use pretty much just the Smith machine too. I like it, but but yeah, my deadlift max was 400.
I know.
I capped out there. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I was down, 400.
I once squatted 405, and I thought I was the shit.
I've never gotten that high, but my deadlift 605.
Let's
You
talk about
probably
your
could,
bench,
though.
bro. Let's talk about your bench.
I think I'm pretty well rounded, to be honest, when it comes to like
He sent me a video of his bench, bro. I was like, yo, you gonna kill somebody? Like, there's no way.
chilling.
He was
But you
moving
could
like
you could
butter.
probably squat 405 if you tried.
On a Smith machine, like I don't know, especially not now. Ankles obliterated.
Oh yeah,
got a screw in the
yeah,
hip.
yeah.
I'm a beat up 31-year-old.
Well, shit. We've had a long day, productive day, great day. But shit, y'all know the
The Delio.
deal.
Oh, I guess we could just start with me and go around across. That's nuts. Honestly, I'm about to just steal your bar. Don't dilute your what'd you say?
Don't dilute your brand.
Don't dilute your brand by doing too much.
Yeah.
You know, focus on one thing at a time. Chip away at it daily. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. Do things that are sustainable and meaningful to you. All the cliches. It's been a long day, bro. I was tired 2 hours ago before we started. So.
We pulled it out though. We pulled another one out, and this was fun because this is the first.
So strong.
Hey, yo, nigga, don't say that next Friday.
I'm getting it all out now.
Yeah.
You gonna get us canceled before we even.
Try to teach them kids something.
Listen, you can't pull out. Hey, you don't want to pull out at Southern. You don't want to put it.
We are progressively pulling out.
Yeah, bro. We gotta erase
Yo,
all this.
wrap it.
This last
Wrap it up.
30 seconds, Bryan.
Wrap it up.
Bryan, please put a big bleep, 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 bleep.
I probably
It's
cut
time
it.
for us to go.
Probably cut it.
It'll be funny, believe
Yeah,
me.
put the
Yeah, and then we'll make a clip of it and be like, "Yo, what was said? You had to be there.
facts.
It's true.
Come to one of our 1,000 live events we have coming up. You'll hear more of
We
it.
do have a couple. I'm
Oh
excited for 'em.
yeah. Look out for the calendar. Our calendar about to go crazy.
Facts.
But yeah, thigh. It just don't sound right.
First of all, it's thighs.
Thighs.
Thighs,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I got
just
two. I got two.
But you only got one tatted.
Yeah, I need. Well, the other one, I don't know. This one sucked so much. and it was a long 8 hours. Like, well, in total it was 5 and 3, but it was a long 5 hours.
And that's a dragon?
It's a snake.
Oh, it's the same family.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Thighs.
15 seconds of fame. I'll piggyback off your cliche stuff. Just go do something that's fun for you, whether it's like photos, graphic design, poems, writing, whatever it is that's creative. Just get something out of it, because, like you said, life is short, and I think to go throughout your life not doing anything creative is tough. I don't know.
A travesty.
I'm very grateful and thankful that I'm able to do what I do, and every day just have a lot of fun at my job, even though it's a job, but it's whenever I go in, I know I'm going to do something fun, at least, whether it's take photos of a cool product or a cool thing that we're doing, go travel. You never know what it could land you. So especially for the young kids out there, go do something fun, creative, because you never know what it could land you. So yeah, and then if you need photos or videos, graphic designs, hit me up.
Book my guy.
I'm ready
Right?
to
And when
take
you
some
clip
clients.
it up, make sure you shout yourself out.
Oh
hard.
yeah, Instagram. It's Bryan with a Y, BRYAN.
The progression of Bryan on his Instagram, I think everyone should just scroll all the way to the bottom and make their way up. It's a fun read.
So it's BRYANP and creative on Instagram. So yeah, you can find me there, or on Twitter. I mean, I'm barely on that, but yeah, you can find me on there too.
Dope.
It's X. My bad.
Oh yeah, it is X. Well, from a marketing perspective, Elon Musk is not a very smart person.
Well, no, because he's diluting his brand.
Oh my God.
He's really good at what he does. Like, continue making batteries and bombs, but leave his
dude.
Twitter
No,
to
but
the
like
rest.
that, and so this is it's supposed to be within the podcast, but whatever. I'll leave this at the end. But like, I hate seeing people who think that a lot of people with a lot of money like are somehow marketing geniuses or stuff like that. Like he is not.
No.
He is not one, and it's not very smart. Him and Bezos are not very good at marketing. Good at business, but not at marketing.
I'm sure someone will buy X and bring it back, or someone's just gonna come.
Well,
up with
what's his
something
name? Well, Zuckerberg will probably buy it, make it
think?
into Threads. I'll put money on that.
different. Is that what Threads is?
Threads is basically Twitter, but like Twitter's gonna die, so he's
It's
gonna
all
buy
fucking
it.
stupid.
When it told me to download Threads, I'm like, what is
Bro,
this?
and the fact that these sheep went and did it and went
Damn,
sick.
I'm a sheep.
Bro,
I'm a sheep.
Go.
I'm. Y'all know how I feel.
You
about
just not
social
big on
media.
change.
Yeah, well,
It's
no,
not,
you're
bro,
not
it's
big on
not even
social
change.
media.
One, I'm not big on social media, but I'm also not big on doing something. One, because someone told me to do it, or two, because everybody else is.
Well,
doing
no, I mean I'm doing it because like my job is social media
That's-
marketing.
no, that's
and I
different.
Want to be on the cutting
I was just
edge.
curious what it is, because like when you go on people's things now, like you could see that Bryan was the 24 millionth person to get on it. Like it's
I didn't even know that.
that's what that number is. It's like when you started.
Oh, really? Who the
Yeah.
hell is one? Zuckerberg?
Huh?
Probably.
But I'm gonna be none.
It's fine. No, I'm no ill will towards you. No, for sure.
Neither here nor there. Well, Bryan, this was dope. Like it was
Long time coming.
long time coming, and it was nice to do a conversation where like I didn't need the laptop, or we didn't really need to prepare. Like we could just sit down and chop it up.
Oh, yeah.
Don't tell the people that. A lot of time and preparation went into this. I'm joking.
Well, it's
That's
different
how-
because
that's
I'm
how
with
good
you guys
we
like
are.
almost every day. So
But that's how good we are. We can sit down and have a conversation with anyone, and it be organic and meaningful.
That's true. Not everybody got the sauce.
Yeah. But so Bryan, thanks for hopping on this side of the camera. Next week you're on that side.
Yeah.
No.
Back to shooting.
Yeah, the collective space. If you guys like where we are, y'all can book this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
we're
book it,
gonna
'cause it's
tag
fire.
them and all that jazz. But if y'all like this aesthetic, hit us up. We can get y'all in here.
Yeah, and if you want to learn how to do this, like there might be a class coming soon.
Facts.
That you
Possibly.
could tap into.
So
Yeah,
if
just
you
don't
need
think
a
about it.
place outside of your home or office that you need to work, let us know. Y'all can be in here. Like, bruh, if you guys are creative and you need just a space to exist, let us know. Other than that, my 15 seconds of fame is stay away from poison ivy. Like, that shit is not for the weak. 10 out of 10 do not recommend. That shit's crazy. Stay away from poison ivy. But aside from that, bro, we the best fucking podcast C-Team. We here to take over, and it's a wrap, and that's the message. We the best. The best.
I just don't have